Hey. I'm sure everybody is just chilling, keeping a low vibe Saturday thing happening. And I have a client who's running a little late, so I figured I would talk at you guys for a second because I haven't in a while. Oh, burn my fucking couch. I guess I just wanted to continue with sharing about my healing experiences in the hopes that it helps some other people that are going through their own processes, because we're all going through our processes, right? And so the last week has been super intense. Probably, I'm pretty sure that it's really all about Mars going direct on Monday on my birthday, which was super fun. I mean, I had a good birthday, but Jesus. I also did this crazy bath bomb the night before. I was all about shedding, and it was intense, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a really hard week. It's been a good week, but it's been really hard. And everybody that I've talked to, all my clients, all my friends, and I got to talk to a lot of people this week, which I don't normally all at once because it was my birthday week. And so I've been in communication with people, and everybody is just starting to move forward again after Mars being retrograde. And it really just is kicking people's asses in this really interesting way. So my personal experience, to get back to the point, it's only a couple of minutes. My personal experience is really interesting because a few weeks ago I had a session that was working with digging into some really deep places in my system that had to do with the concept of mother and the concept of mothering and the concept of children. And there's a lot of really old traumatizing events that came up out of my cellular memory that left me pretty raw all week. And on top of that, there's been an interesting relationship dynamic with somebody new in my life, which is also adding some elements of challenge. And so the way that I've been I've been having to process a lot, which requires a lot of rest. And I talked at you guys a couple of weeks ago about how important it is to do really basic self-care. You don't have to do, self-care doesn't have to be expensive. And there are a lot of people who want to make money off of the concept of self-care. But self-care is bottom line, rest, good food, and plenty of fucking water. Really, that's the trifecta right there. Rest, good food, and water. Sometimes that is all we're capable of, and sometimes that's all we can afford, right? Because good food, for a lot of us, is expensive. For everybody who, wants to eat well, you have to spend money. And there's a lot of resistance, around spending money around food because it's not something that's super tangible, and a lot of people don't understand the concept of eating well and what it can do for your system long term. But you can spend that money on food, or you can spend it on doctor's bills later on. It's up to you. Putting good, healthy substances in your body is going to help your body move through all of the shifting and changing that's going on. And the other thing is that we're becoming more electric. Our energetic bodies and our electric bodies, the animating force that moves the physical body, right, needs more water, bottom line. And I think that that's part of the reason why there's some like major corporations like the Coca-Cola Corporation, and which I think is part of Nestle. They're trying to buy up all the water on the fucking planet. Why do you think that is? Because people, when they have a higher state of consciousness, require more water. And when we don't have when we don't have enough water, we get very tired, and our systems get compromised. And so if you're feeling really tired, it could be because you need to eat something good, live fruits and vegetables, nuts, legumes, that sort of thing. Knowing that there's a lot of people out there who have really selective diets. I'm one of those people. I can't eat wheat, corn, soy, dairy, or beans. So that's pretty limiting for me. Excuse me. And so I have to eat meat. And I didn't eat meat for a long time, almost 20 years. And so people tend to get vegans, especially, and they've always been this way, which I find really amusing. Vegans tend to want to argue about animal rights and that they have feelings, and yeah, they do, but they also have feelings about lions eating them, and they also have feelings about other animals eating them, and that doesn't stop those animals that are higher up on the food chain from consuming what's going to help them stay healthy and alive. So I'm not psyched that I have to eat meat, but I do eat it, and I know it makes me feel better. So that aside, this week I've been feeling a lot of grief. And it's really hard not to put a story to the grief, and a story to some of the anxiety. I got super, super anxious the night of my birthday, which was Monday. That anxiety, we want to put a story to it, right? We want to create something that helps us to understand and rationalize what we're experiencing. But if we can be spacious with our experience and recognize that a lot of what we could be feeling could be being brought up because it's clearing from our system, then we can sit with it in a different way, and we can process it in a different way, and we have a different kind of patience with it. And this is really tricky, though. This is something that teachers talk about and gurus talk about, sitting in stillness and watching your emotions and yada, yada, yada. But what that really means is being in a place of non-attachment, and non-attachment is hard. Non-attachment means you're feeling the thing, but at the same time, you're separate. You're actually kind of separate from it. And it's difficult to describe, but when you start to experience it, it can be pretty enlightening. And what it does is and besides it being mentally enlightening and you feeling like you know what you're doing, it's more about you're giving your body the space to open up more and to release more and to purge more and to clear more and to step into a higher vibration. And this is the whole point. The point is not to feel good about yourself because you achieved a certain, this piece of enlightenment. Like, that's not the point, you guys. The point is to help us continue to raise our vibration, to help us gain more clarity, to gain more health, so that we can stay shiny, so that we can continue to be forces in the world that are creating change in the ways in which we are inspired and compelled to create change. And so this week, I was feeling a lot of anxiety. I was feeling a lot of grief, like I said, and it required a lot of rest. I was not drinking enough water because I literally there's not enough water. There's not enough time for me to drink all the water with all the other stuff I have to do. And so I felt like there was this part of me that was thirsty. And even though I was drinking a lot of water, it still wasn't enough. So I think that for a lot of people who are not used to listening to their bodies or tuning in, and their minds are overriding a lot of the wisdom that the body is trying to share, this is an opportunity for you to shift your awareness. We're in Virgo season now, so in Virgo season, one of the things that it's associated with is physical health, and engaging in a different way in your physical health routines. So thinking about super basic stuff, right? Again, the 3 things for this month, if you want to focus on them and see how they shift over 4 weeks, would be getting more rest, getting more whole foods into your diet, whatever that looks like, Everybody's going to be different. You can't fault anybody for not eating the same shit that you eat. And anybody who does needs to fucking be humble and sit the fuck down. Your opinion doesn't matter when it comes to somebody else and their health. If you are not a doctor, if you are not a physical therapist, if you are not a nutritionist, shut the fuck up and mind your business. And this is about building trust between you and your mind and your body. And you are the only one who can do this. You can have guidance along the way from people who know what they're talking about. And people can suggest things to you, but you need to feel it in your body and feel if it resonates with you. And over time, your body will shift, and there will be things that you will have eaten in the past that won't resonate with you anymore and won't be beneficial for you anymore. And those things will naturally fall out of your diet. And you may have some resistance there, and if you do, that's something to work on. So yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit. It's been a really challenging week. My self-care pieces, along with those 3 things, were to take another bath, and this one was with a different bath bomb, which was called Heart's Ease. Hillary over at Arcana in Portland, Maine. Arcana is a little wellness center in the downtown district. She makes they have amazing products there, and I actually won a gift basket right before my birthday, which was like odd timing and really cool, and they had some really lovely products. And so I used the Heart's Ease bath bomb, which is one of the things in the basket, earlier this week. And then prior to that, I had used something that Hillary had given me to try out that was actually incredibly potent. And so that combination ended up working out really well. Baths are really good. I got to go to the ocean a couple of times this week and get in the water. And that was also very cleansing. There's been a lot of water stuff for me this week. So I'm inviting you guys to notice like what might help you, what you're intuiting might feel good, and what you're resisting doing. Whatever it is that, you kind of feel like, oh, I wish I could like go sit in the woods, or, I really want to like spend an afternoon like reading this book. Do that thing. Even though you feel like you don't have time, you will end up having all the time. And if it means canceling plans or rearranging your schedule, then do it, because your body is requesting some downtime. I'm actually gonna make a short video, and I'm gonna leave off there, but I'm inviting you to consider rest, getting more rest than you're comfortable with, to be honest. Luxury in rest, drinking lots of water, and eating good food that is not processed food, that is not cooked by somebody else, and keep it simple. These simple things can help you begin to gain greater awareness of how you can continue to be shiny, because we're moving a lot of really big stuff right now, and I think it's going to be an awesome autumn and winter season, but we have a lot of work to do, and I'm excited about it, and I'm excited that you are a part of this. So thank you for checking out this video, whether it's now or later, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Today's Saturday here in Portland, Maine. It's my brother's birthday. It's September 1st. And yeah, so I hope if you are celebrating something today that you have a lovely time doing it. And I hope that if you are not celebrating, that you find something to celebrate today. And even if that's just how far you've come so far in your journey, and look forward into the future with great expectation and excitement. All right. Mwah, I love you. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.